Good afternoon, one and all present here for this webinar, organized by Department of Information Technology, Francis Xavier Engineering College, Tirunelveli. One second. So, dear participants, the speaker of the day, and all of you here online, we welcome you all to this webinar, Quality and Information Security in Integrated Management System by Gomathi Natchiyar ma'am from software. She's a software quality specialist from Tata Elxsi, Chennai. Welcome you, ma'am. Thanks for accepting our invitation and joining us for this webinar. And my sincere thanks to coordinator Mr. D. Joseph Pushparaj for having arranged this session. Let me give a short profile of the speaker today. She is Gomathi Natchiyar Kumaran. She is a quality specialist at Tata Elxsi, Chennai. To begin with, from her schooling, she has done her schooling in Mary Sargent Higher Secondary School, Palangotai, and she has done her undergraduate in Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science in Nurul Islam Engineering College, and she has done her Master of Science in Software Systems in Birla Institute of Technology and Science, BITS Pilani. And she started her career as in Quasar Innovations Private Limited as a software engineer, and she has got a good profile in software engineering, quality assurance, lead auditing, data analysis, and much more in software career. And to summarize her experience on her career, she has 6+ years of experience in software quality assurance, risk assessment, and she has worked in various SDLC models, and she has got a good data she has also performed organizational data analysis, and she has performed internal and external audits. And top skills of the speaker today are: she is a certified quality management system lead auditor. She is a certified risk implementation professional. She is a certified lead implementer professional. And she has got recent 7 years of experience in information security management, system implementation, risk assessment, risk treatment, and much more in her career. And we would be of this webinar would be of much resourceful for all of us, and we would have a good information from the speaker today. And I welcome once again our speaker of the day and all the participants, and let us proceed ahead. Over to the speaker.
Thank you, Subbalakshmi, for the detailed and warm welcome. Thank you all the participants for joining this webinar right after the lunchtime. See, I kept this content very simple, keeping two aspects in mind. One is I prepared this for the students, okay, and so that we can kickstart this particular thought process in their mind, okay. The quality information security thought process, and the session is right after lunchtime. So two things in my mind. I kept the content very simple. And another point is I usually take this session interactive because that would be more effective. So here what I suggest is wherever, see the discussions will be very simple, okay. The questions will be like very practical, simple. So I would request the participants to type in your answers. I'll give some 2 seconds time after my question. You can type in the answers and I can read out, okay, so that the session would be more effective, okay. Yeah. So the objective of this session is mainly to create awareness on the integrated management systems, especially on the ISO 9001-2015 that is quality management, and ISO 27001 2013, the information security management. Okay, and these are the standards related to quality and information security. Okay. Yeah, so I'd like to first create and set the context here, why we need this quality or information security or automotive management systems. Okay, these are like, quality is a very basic management system which can be applied in any industry domain. Okay, you must have seen in like even hotels, like educational institutions, or small industries. Okay, or if you take some municipalities also, like applied or implemented this, okay, quality management system. And yeah, information security, it is becoming very hot topic nowadays. Okay, I just brought up some sample news around, okay, recent news, and create the seriousness about like why we need these systems in place. Okay. Yeah, there are a lot of vehicle recalls in the recent times we are coming across. And that is very risky as it is related to human life. Okay, with respect to automotive. And you see a lot of online frauds, cyber attacks, okay, data theft. Okay, and if you see the statistics, the internet in India by 2020, there would be like 730 million internet users, 75% from rural areas, okay, 75% new users from different languages, okay, and there is a growth of 83% mobile video content, and 70% transactions will be via mobile. All like these digital improvements are like leading us to this focus on these areas. Okay, so this is the context I would like to set. Okay, so here I ask you a simple question. So you can, I'd like you to answer. Can any of you type what do you understand by the word quality? Simple terms. I'd like to take it up from there. Like, what do you understand from quality? I have just stopped sharing so that I would like to look at the chat box. I will share my screen in another one or 2 seconds. Can some of you type the answers? What do you understand from the word quality? Okay, thank you, Kamala, for your answer. Performance, Nandini, standard of something. Yeah, good. Almost getting. Brand, Dharnish is given like brand's weapon. Okay, customer satisfaction, that is very good. Kartika, yeah. Conformance, very good. Conformance of requirements. Yeah, almost there. Okay, so the definition from the standards are like, it is more or less similar to what you said. Okay, the degree to which a product or a service possesses a desired combination of attributes. See, quality meaning, if you take, I'll just take you a simple practical example. You are just going to buy a home appliance. Okay, so what all will be there in your mind? You will look for, okay, your budget first, cost, right? Then, what all attributes or character specifications, okay, it needs to have, okay, whether it should be fully automatic, whether it should be like half 50% automatic, what other features, okay. So these are attributes, okay. And then you go and look at the appliance and you will just compare, okay. You had a set of attributes in your mind and you are looking at different appliances and comparing, okay, what is the degree to which the product or service product is possessing the attributes, the desired combination of attributes, your cost, your for example, if you look at a TV, okay, you are going to buy a TV. You were thinking you wanted to buy like this much size of screen, this much inches, okay. So you will look at, okay, whether this TV is as per my desired attribute. Is it under my budget? All these you will look at. This is comprises of quality, okay, quality of the product, okay, and fitness for use. Okay, whether a certain appliance is or a product is fitting what we wanted to use it for. That is also that would also help in measuring the quality. Okay. Yeah. So this is called the quality triad. Okay. People, processes, tools, and technology. So without any one of these, the system will fail. Okay. And here, if you see tools, technology, and people, it cannot be constant or static. It keeps on changing. People, they may come, go, they will move to different organizations, or they would move to a different role. Okay, tools and technology, if you take technology keeps on changing, okay, and tools also. So you cannot depend on these aspects like people, tools, technology. You have to create such a standard processes so that the processes would bind people, tools, and technology, and it would help us in building that, fixing the gap in movement of people, movement of tools and technology. Okay.
Ma'am, sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you, ma'am. Ma'am, your screen has to be shared, ma'am. Since one of the participant had presented their screen, we couldn't see your
Is it
screen share. Yeah.
1 minute? I'll share it again. Is it visible now? Hello? Is it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
You
ma'am.
can let me know anytime whenever there is some like interruption or any problem. You can just
Sure.
fill in there. Let me know.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay.
Sure.
Because I would like to switch between this chat also. Like I would like to go through the chat answers. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
So hope you all have seen this triad, quality triad. Uh, you understood, right? So the processes are the ones which are binding people, tools, and technology, and building the gap between when the changes in people, tools, and technology. So we have to build such a standard, strong processes so that we will not see the changes in people, tools, and technology. Okay. Yeah. So are you able to view this bottom line in the PPT? Okay. So process quality, like implies product quality. Okay. So when you focus on process quality, it will automatically result in product or service quality, because you are fixing uh, the when you do something via process, it's like consistent. Okay. You are not at all fixing uh, or defining it at only for once. Okay. When you are doing something via a process, it is like consistent. Okay. So that your product quality will be automatically improved. Okay. And the issues will be permanently fixed. Yeah. So next slide, quality management system. What is a quality management system? This is a system to establish organizational policy and objectives and to achieve those objectives. So it is a framework, I would say, to establish organizational policy. Okay, that is at a higher level policy for the organization, and then objectives based on the policy, meaning goals, and to achieve those objectives, the actions to achieve those objectives, or process to achieve those objectives. Everything will be covered under the system. Okay, it is a collection of processes and their interaction. Okay, so the quality management system covers the processes and their interaction. Okay, uh, this is to improve organizational effectiveness and efficiency on a continuous basis. Okay, so to improve, we need to have this quality management system in place. Okay, how will you know you are improving? So you need a system in place which helps in measuring your effectiveness and efficiency. And this is not once for all. It's like a continuous process. Okay, so you do something, you are improving today, and you keep on review this and improve. So that is the whole concept of quality management system. Okay. So what are the advantages of QMS? Yeah. As I mentioned, few words already, like ability to consistently provide services that meet customer and applicable statutory and regulatory requirements. As somebody like one of you had given, customer satisfaction, right? So when you meet customer requirements, that gives satisfaction to the customer, and consistently provide the service. Okay, it's not one time you are delivering something, one time you are producing something, that stops there. No, it should be consistent. For that, we need a system. Okay, and facilitating opportunities to enhance customer satisfaction. So to identify opportunities to for us to improve and get customer satisfaction, we need quality management system. Ability to demonstrate conformity to specified quality management system requirements. Okay, so if you want to show conformity to QMS requirements, you need to have a system in place. And the last point, but not the least, is reduce waste and lowering cost. Okay, so I would like to know from you whether you are able to correlate this particular point. Reduce waste, lowering cost. How can we do this by implementing a QMS? Can anybody guess and tell me? How can we reduce waste and lower the cost by implementing a quality management system? Just think from your point, and if you can get something, you can type. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you an example. Hope my screen is still visible. Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay, so reducing waste. See, you do, as I told you, you have a system in place and you do a review, right? You do, for example, I'll take a college example here, an educational institution. See, now we have to come up with something called online examinations. Okay, so I'll just take this process. Okay, so what do you do is you are coming up with some online portal for conducting the exams, and this year it got over, and what you will do before next year's exams, you will just check whether everything went well, right? You will do a review whether everything went well as per the requirements, the expectations. You will do a review and find, okay, if something went wrong, you will first try to resolve it, and then uh, like do some improvement or change the tool which you used, and this is how you improve, so that you are actually reducing waste. See, if you don't review, what happens? You will again come like result in the system will be resulted with the same issues and wastage, right? So that's how we are actually reducing the waste and lowering cost. Okay. Okay. So I'll move on to the next one. The like what is information, and can I would like you to respond to me, like, what do you understand by information? What do you understand by the word information? Yeah, good. Kamala Priya. Process data. Yes, that is one type of information. Sharing data. Okay, good. Hackers main source. Yeah, good. Okay, Darnish. Okay. Information. What is information? Yeah. Okay. I'll just move back to my PPT. Collection of data. Good. Okay, just let me know if you are still able to view the screen. Able to view the screen, right? Okay, if you're not able to view, just you can interrupt me. Yeah, see, these are like different forms of information available. Okay, like printed or written on paper. It can be printed or written on paper. Okay, stored electronically, digital information, transmitted by post or electronic means. Information can be transmitted by post or electronic means, meaning email or FTP. There are many ways we can transfer information, transmit information. Visual information, videos, images, diagrams. Okay, published on the web. There is a lot of information published on the web. Verbal, oral. See, even this particular uh, webinar, if you just listen to the voice, it is also kind of information, phone calls, conversations, or just somebody is talking to you about some um confidential matter, that can also be valid information. Okay, like intangible. Hope you understand the word intangible. Intangible meaning you cannot see. You cannot see. Okay. For example, if you knowledge, right, expertise, ideas, your experience. all these cannot be, and you cannot see and cannot be measured. Okay, so these are like intangible form of information. If you have to secure all these type of form of information. Okay, yeah. Information security, let's look at what is information security. Information security is what keeps valuable information free of danger. Okay, protected, safe from harm. Okay, so when you want to keep the valuable information free of danger, free of attacks, okay, that there comes the information security. Okay, that is preservation of confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information. I'll just explain you what all these words mean. Okay, and the next is the management system definition. Okay, anyway, that comes in the next slide. Yeah, so this particular triad is called information security triad. Confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So what is confidentiality? Making information accessible only to those authorized to use it. So I'll just go back to the same examination process in colleges. Okay. So what do? We have to give access only to those people who are authorized. For example, you would give access to one particular uh, subject exam to only one department, right? So you have to restrict access to only one department. That is like giving access to authorized people. Okay, restricting access. That is confidentiality. And ensuring that information is available when required. So that is availability. Okay, so you are going to conduct this exam, okay, online today. So when you need it and for the right set of people, it should be available. That is what is called availability. Okay, and integrity. Integrity is safeguarding the accuracy and completeness of information. So whenever we are, for example, in the online examination, the right set of questions, which were actually um, signed off or agreed by the right people, that only those set of questions should appear on the screen, right? That is completeness and correctness. You cannot see somebody attack us. Okay, they can pitch in and they can change the questions, or they can make the questions disappear. They can bring in some like unwanted data in between. So that should not be the case. It should be complete and correct as per what was expected there. Okay, that is safeguarding the accuracy of information, integrity. Okay, so next thing is on the information security management system. Yeah, so this is the systematic approach for establishing, implementing, operating, okay, reviewing, and maintaining the organization's information security to achieve its business objectives. Okay, establishing, defining, okay, monitoring and maintaining this information security. Okay, to achieve its business objectives. What approach you will take, okay, to safeguard the information. Okay, define the approach, monitor the approach, and maintain the approach, and keep on improving. That is called, the entire cycle is called information security management system. Okay, the system covers all these aspects. Okay, the advantages of ISMS. Okay, Improved security for the organization and its clients. Okay. Obviously, as I was giving you some examples, uh, if you have this system in place, you will look for if anybody, the intruders, right? You will look for, you will bring some controls to find whether there is any breach. Okay, there is any intrusion, so that your security is improved. That is an advantage. Increase in the quality of information security process. Okay, greater security awareness and buy-in at all levels of the organization. Then enhanced customer confidence and perception. Okay, shorter second party audits. This I can take up later. Okay, this last point. I will come in another slide. Greater awareness of individual roles and responsibilities. If you implement this system, there is a clause which helps in understanding the roles and responsibilities of individuals in an organization. That's also an advantage. Okay. So I'll move on to the next slide. So the principles behind these two standards. So see, I kept only the basics about the standards. Okay, there is nothing in detail about these standards, so that the students and whom are other participants just get the glimpse of the standards and the management system, and they can actually work on it later if required. Okay. Yeah, the first principle is, I hope, I'm not sure if some of you had heard about this, like the PDCA cycle. Okay, this is common for both the standards. Okay, plan, do, check, act cycle. Okay, so I usually, okay, I'll first explain the different, what does each keyword mean, and then we'll take up through a practical example. Okay, like plan meaning you will plan the activities, okay, controls, documentation, what all resources you need, and what are all the objectives. That is planning. Then doing meaning deploy and confirm the plan. You already had identified, right? What are all the activities, resources, objectives, everything, and controls. You are actually implementing that plan. Okay, that is do. Then comes the check. Okay, meaning monitoring. You are actually monitoring what you have implemented. Measuring and monitoring whether your implementation was as per the plan, okay, as per your requirements. Then acting meaning you measured, right? You measured, so you are analyzing the results, okay, analyzing the reports, analyzing the data. You are coming up with improvements, or you will find the gaps and you will try to close the gaps or fix the gaps. That is acting. Okay, so this is a cycle, PDCA. So it keeps on happening. Okay, that is what is continuous improvement. Okay, so for example, we'll take a simple scenario. As I was explaining, I'll just go ahead with this examination process. Okay, so what do we do as part of planning? Can see we I'll just give you the objective. I want you to come up with statements for planning, doing, checking, acting. Okay, the objective is we have to conduct online exams this year. Okay, so what all we will do as part of planning? Can can you people write on the chat box? Hope you understand my question. The objective is we have to conduct online exams this year. Okay, so what all we would do as part of planning? You can just guess and write here. I have given some hints already, so that, okay, I'll just take up here. Okay, are you able to view? Hope you are able to view the screen again. See, activities meaning you will just identify what all would be this set of activities you have to do to conduct online exams. For example, you have to first think of the medium through which you will conduct the exam, right? What tool you are going to use conduct the exam. So analyzing that, identify a tool. So that is one activity. The other activity is you will have to come up with a set of questionnaire for each department. That is one activity. Then you have to provide access management, right? You are conducting online exam, so you have to work on access management. That is one activity. So the right now I will just uh, take up only these three activities, okay? And controls. So if you are giving online exam, how will you restrict access to only the authorized people? So that is one kind of control. Okay, resources. So what all resources you need? If you want to conduct online exam, you might need a data server. Okay, uh, the students. Okay, if you see they are attending exams from home, so everybody should be having an internet connection. So all these prerequisites you have to communicate to the students. Okay, so this is what is resources. Okay, doing. I'm moving to the next part. What is implementation? So you got the tool. So now you will set up all the exam test papers into the tool. Okay, and provide access to the students, authorized students to a particular department exam. Okay, and you are checking whether the required set of students are having prerequisites in their home. So these are all like implementing, okay, implementing the plan. And conducting the exam also will come under implementation. Then what you do is the exam is over. So you will just measure, okay, next is checking. You are measuring and monitoring whether everything went well, whether all the whether only authorized people access the exam, okay, whether you were able to get back the data in a proper manner as planned, okay. So all these you will just check, and then you found there were some gaps. There were some sometimes there was data not available. Okay, the students were trying to access the question paper, but it was not available for some time due to heavy load or something. Okay, so that can be one scenario. So the point here is we have to even consider the load into our resources. Okay, load testing. We have to do load testing and come up. Maybe next time we have to fix this problem. Okay, so this is how you will bring in improvements. So that is acting. Okay, hope you got this PDCA cycle. Okay, next thing is the process approach. This is very simple. Okay, so you are first you are taking one. You have to build a system, like a quality management system for your organization. So what you will actually do is you will identify various departments. Okay, maybe in every department you will first identify the activities, list of activities, and then for each activity you define process. Okay, and the interactions. Okay, define the process, and later you will just try to understand how each processes are interacting. So finally, it's not that every process is going to result in the needed output. Okay. Finally, for example, if you see this examination example, what happens is our final output is the marks, right? The exam results. Okay. So how it happens? We had different activities, right? We actually prepared question paper. We had the access management process. We had the resource management process. All these processes interact to result in the output. So that is called interactions. Okay. And management of the entire steps is called the process approach, like the identification of activities, defining processes and their interactions is called process approach. So process, what is a process? Process is a set of interrelated or interacting activities. Okay, the step-by-step activities. For example, this examination process, if you take, as I told you, access management, okay, identifying the resources required is one activity. So these interrelated activities, set of interrelated activities is called the process, okay. And procedure is one particular activity, okay, how to carry out that particular activity, step by step explanation of how to carry out an activity, specific activity is called procedure, okay. And input to this process are called the resources and output is the product or service, okay. Hope you understood the process approach. Yeah, next is risk-based thinking. So this is actually, this was not there in the older version of standards, but the recent version, actually risk was there even before, but the highlight on risk-based thinking was not there much, okay. So, but in the recent versions, it started high focus due to the increasing risks. As I told you in the first slide, as I showed you in the first slide, now the threat landscape is very bigger, okay, and it's keep on changing also due to the technology change. Everything is moving into digital. There is a high possibility that we would get lot of risks. Okay, so can anybody think and tell me what is a risk? What do you actually understand by the word risk? It's not so difficult. You can just write in layman terms also, no problem. What do you understand by the word risk? We usually talk a lot about risk, right? In our day-to-day life. Okay. It is so simple, okay? It is like the definition is the effect of uncertainty on objectives, okay? Risk is something which always happen in the future, okay? You will foresee some uncertainty which can impact the objectives. As we keep on discussing, there will be always some objectives. Even if you take our personal life, you will have some goal, okay. Maybe after a month or after 1 year, I would like to achieve this, and there will be always risks around, okay. Something like the current situation, like we never foreseen that we will come across something like this, right? The the COVID-19 situation. So if you, yeah, this is what is like effect of uncertainty on objectives. Now, see, you have some plan in your mind. Okay, maybe after a month you would like to go somewhere for a trip. Okay, so what all uncertainties you have, right? That you have to think and then come up with actions to mitigate or reduce the impact of those uncertainties. Okay, that is called risk management. So risk is chance of something happening that will have an impact on business objectives. Okay, events with a negative impact represent risks. Okay, risk management, as I told you, like the process of identification, assessment, prioritization, and treatment. Okay, you identify the risk and then assess, meaning you will understand what is the impact, what is the probability. Based on that, you will prioritize the risk, then treat the risk, right? You will actually try to reduce the impact. You know there can be something like this happen, okay, in the future. Maybe you are planning to go somewhere by flight, okay, after a month, and you foresee that the flights can be cancelled. Okay, so what do? How can you mitigate that? You may be having you need to be ready with an alternate plan. You can maybe you book a train. Okay, uh, in that case. So this is like mitigating the risk. Okay, so objective is you would like to travel to some place. Okay, and you foresee a risk that your flight can get cancelled. So what do? You will plan with another way of travel. Okay, that is mitigating the risk. So why do we need risk management? It is very simple. Like if you do risk management, you will have fewer surprises. You will, okay, you will actually deal with all your surprises, most of your surprises in advance. Minimize damage or loss. Okay, greater likelihood of achieving business objectives. Mostly, you will achieve what you wanted. Reduction in time spent firefighting. Okay, your firefighting time will be reduced. These are the advantages of risk management. Okay, even in your personal lives, I think we would be doing it already, but we might not be knowing that we are doing risk management. Okay. Okay, that's it about the principles. So now I would like to just throw you some light on what all different options we have. Okay, if you take this as a career, like this particular management system, these standards as a career path, what are different options we have? Okay, different roles. One is like facilitator, okay, who can support in implementing this standards, who will understand, okay, and help an organization or a department in implementing these processes standards. Okay, they are called facilitators. Auditor, okay, there is a role called auditor. Okay, there are organizations who actually certify other organizations, that they are called the certification bodies. Okay, they actually helps. They help in coming up with this certifications. For example, if your college wants to get ISO 27001 information security management certification, then you would actually approach a certification body. Okay, they give you the service. They would actually appoint some auditors, and they would come and do audits. Okay, so that is another role. Okay, the other one is practitioner. Practitioner is they just practice the processes which are defined. For example, in our college example, the examination process, right? The students, the teachers, okay, who are actually uh, uh, doing what actually was documented, right? Practicing what was documented. That they are called the practitioners. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. These are the different types of audits happen with respect to these standards. One is like the first party audits. They are like internal audits. An organization conducts audit on itself. Okay. This is just to prepare. Okay. They used to do. External audits, there are two types. One is second party audit, the third party audit. The example which I gave, right? The certification bodies conduct audits for our organization. That is third party audit. Second party audit is consider you have a customer. Maybe you buy, you are following curriculum, okay, and that curriculum is under certain body, okay, regulatory body. So that regulatory body is conducting an audit. That is called second party audit. That is not to certify you, but they would like to just check whether you are following as what you said. Okay. Yeah. So the last slide is on the organizational approach. Okay. So any organization, if you take, this would be the approach, okay, of the management systems. Like the high level is they define a vision, values, policies. Okay. So that is their objective. Okay. Aligned with their objectives. Okay. And from there, the processes. Okay. Next step is define the processes. What we have to do based on the policies or vision. Then for the processes, there will be some guidelines and checklists. Okay. How to do certain part of the process, and checklists to review what, like whether we have completed as per the expectation through the checklists. Then operations. Okay, that is the actual implementation happening based on the process. Okay, that will result, that will provide you results, and from there you will come up with metrics. Okay, you will measure the operations and come up with metrics. They are the indicators. Okay, and from the metrics you will actually come up with actually you will present these metrics to management, okay, through reviews, process reviews or management reviews. Okay, status and trend, and finally the information to management. Okay, they grasp the information from the trends and status, they do decisions. Again, it goes to changes in their vision or policies. Okay, this is the entire cycle, okay, of the management system. How an organization uses this management system. Okay, and these are for further references and reading. Any questions? Thank you, Rohit. Thank you, Srini. Yeah, you can send your questions later also. Thanks everybody for your time, patiently listening to what was given. Not, I hope it was not a very heavy topic.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us and giving a wonderful um, speech or wonderful presentation on quality and information security on integrated management system. So this integrated management system is just now being a challenge for all the institutions, like getting automated with ERP and all those stuff. So you're maintaining quality and securing the information is the most wanted issue of the day. So you have given a nice presentation insight about the quality and security, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving a good insight, and thanks much for joining us and accepting our invitation. And thanks to the coordinator as well as to the participants. And thanks to Joseph sir for coordinating the session. And thanks to all of you. And thanks much to the speaker for her very patiently handling the session. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Uh, yeah, it was very good actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks much for sharing information, ma'am. I hope to have your sessions in future as well, and I hope you will support us in future works as well. Thank you so much.
Sure, sure, yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for joining us.